Indeed, greetings unto you, my beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me again on another video. I really do appreciate your presence so much. If you enjoy what it is I'm doing here, consider liking the video, consider subscribing, and do leave a comment. I try and answer every single one of them. Let's melt more into being. I want to say something new for the actual tuning in of the live stream. So meld more into being, I feel, is the one that resonates the most with me. So, like, as you might have noticed, or might not have noticed because you're watching on YouTube for the first time ever, I set my intention or my title for today's stream to talk about the ego and the egoic mind. Because I feel I really came to a point of realizing what the egoic mind does to us and how we think and how we kind of process information with our egoic mind. And there's like a few pieces that I actually want to read because there's so many pieces that really resonated with me today. But I feel this one especially is a really good one. So the egoic mind is also a ceaseless creator, but it only creates that which continues its existence. And hey, Edmund, welcome, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing the space with us. I guess I shouldn't get too much into talking about today's topic. Wait at least a few seconds for some friends to join us. Crash landing into the stream. Good day, my buddies. Hey, Javan. I'm just imagining you like bursting through the door, out of breath, kind of wrecked, making sure that you're here. Hey, and we have Dan in chat as well. Hey, Dan, I've been thinking about you, my friend. I've still been feeling bad. I've not sent you a list of the tracks in descending order. I feel like I don't want to imply or force any judgment onto your music. So for that reason, it creates this barrier within me to create a list of which I like most and like least. But that's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. I'll try and do something. I promise. I do promise. And hey, Aaron as well. Okay. And I thank you for the helpful, my friend. TT35TT. Are you TT? Usually your name was like economic something, right? But welcome, my friend. So again, the egoic mind is also a ceaseless creator. So ceaseless creating. We are ceaseless creators because no matter what it is we're doing, we're always going to be creating something, be it mindset, be it conversation, be it even waking up, lifting your head from the pillow. That is you creating. But all of that infinite creative power that we have access to, our egoic mind also has access to that, because God would not limit even the ego in its expression and in its creation. So the egoic mind is also a ceaseless creator, but it only creates that which continues its existence. Because the egoic mind and the ego in general is 100% something that is like almost a symptom of our existence here. It's like, I believe at least, it's a symptom. It is like something that kind of happens to us as we start to get our feet in this world. And the thing that the egoic mind does as well is it doesn't want to believe itself to be anything more than just, this poor old little me. So that kind of like brings me into the next thing. And this is basically what the egoic consciousness constantly tells us. It tells us, I am not that one, the one. I am not that one. I am not God. I am not pure spirit. I am not pure soul. I am this thing that sits here now. That's what the ego tells you. Like, oh, I'm just poor little Meltmore. I'm just, sitting here alone. Oh man, I wish I had this. Oh, I wish I had that. All of these things, that we're telling ourselves, separating ourselves from the pure source that we're all a part of, that we're all consciously a part of and aware of. And like, if you really think about it, there's no way you can really think about yourself as separate. Because if you were truly separate, it would be you, this body, you, and nothing. Like complete empty space. No air to breathe, no water to drink, no food to eat. And that is not what we are, right? We're definitely not that. So, right off the bat, the egoic consciousness is wrong when it's talking about us being as separate beings, us being, something other than source. Because we are all in tune, all a part of this, something that is greater, this infinite power that is above us. Is there something else that I actually? Yeah. This is another one actually. Every thought, be it limiting or empowering, uses the same infinite power of creation. And I feel that that'll be the last one that I take out of my little book of, I think for me it's like basically me paraphrasing mostly, sometimes at least, like the lessons that I'm learning and the things that resonate with my soul personally. And that one specifically really resonated with me. No matter what you do, no matter what you think about yourself, be it a limiting belief, be it an empowering belief, the power, literally the energy, the force, the source, the the will to do something that you're using to think that thought. Be it, oh, poor little me. Be it, oh man, I wonder what that person is up to. Oh, I wonder why they're doing so well. Like, be it like from a jealousy point, be it from judgment, be it from fear, be it from anger. Every single one of those things, or if you're going like the opposite side of the spectrum, oh, I love this friend of mine. Oh, I wish my friend so much luck. I'm so happy to hear that he's in a relationship. I'm so happy to hear that he's thriving in his like career. That's the word I'm looking for. Those both are creations, and both of those creations come from the same source, right? Like think about what it is I'm saying right now, because I've been thinking about it a lot. No matter what thought you're using or what thought you're choosing to think, that thought is created from the same infinite source. It's just how you choose to create. It's again how you choose to create, how you choose to use this infinite power that you're imbued with. You might not have access to it all the time, but that is also, again, something that you're limiting yourself with. And then we can basically use this energy field, this force of inside of ourselves, to do whatever it is we want to do in this world. And no matter what we choose, we're still using that same field of energy within inside of ourselves, that is inside of all of us, that is inside of this very planet that we're living on, that makes up the very universe, or I should say galaxy first, makes up the very universe. While I was meditating today, like this makes me think, just talking about universes and stuff, while I was meditating today, I was trying to like zoom out almost, because like how it started, there was like this one little, I don't know what you call them. It was a type of flying insect that could like stabilize its body. So you could see its little wings flapping, but its body was like completely stationary. And it was hovering above my sandals. And I was trying to imagine what that little fly was seeing. And I like almost tried to project my field of consciousness into the field of consciousness that little fly was projecting or inhabiting at that moment. And I like basically visualized, I don't think I saw through the fly's eyes, but I visualized what his positioning would look like, what his perspective would look like, looking over my sandals. And after I did that, I was like, okay, I'm aware of this experience. I am this experience. I am more than this experience as well, though. And then I kind of like started looking at things around me, like the tree I was sitting under, the rock I was laying against, the cushion that I was sitting on, the little fly that was, hovering above my sandals. And I was like identifying these things and telling myself that I'm not separate from them. I am, after all, made from the same substances that they're made of, and the very love that makes me is making them. And I was like continually doing this, doing it for like the things in my immediate surrounding. Then I started doing it for the soil I was sitting on. Then I started doing it for the area that I'm living in. Then I started doing it for the entire planet. And I was constantly zooming out and telling myself the same love that makes these things is making you, or the same love that made these things made you, or whatever. And I was like zooming out, telling myself the same thing for our entire solar system. I imagined it in my mind's eye. Then our entire galaxy, and then our entire universe. You know that one, I think it's a Hubble telescope photo, where it has like these thousands of little galaxies all over the photo. And I was imagining that photo, or at least that image in my mind, when I said the entire universe, the same love that made up the entire universe made up me. And then I like saw almost that like flat image of all of the universes like turned to its side and like had these multiple layers of different dimensions. And I told myself the same thing again, like the same love that makes up all of these different dimensional layers. Because like in the scale I was trying to put my mind in, I was looking from like a perspective of like some eye in the middle of space, and it's looking at this vast expanse of like, you know, just emptiness and galaxies. And then this entire giant expanse that looked infinite in my field of consciousness flipped completely on its side. And then it like had these layers, like thousands and thousands of layers. So this thing that was infinite to me, that I was trying to imagine the infinite in my field of consciousness. It was like, oh yeah, bitch, I'm sorry. You think you know what infinite is? And then it was like, and it was just like duplicating and creating these multiple different universes, galaxies, dimensions, whatever you want to call it. And I was like, oh, I know nothing. But the same love that made all of this made me. And that realization, that profound realization, constantly I want to hold on to it. I want to let it permeate my field of consciousness, because we have access to these things. Even though we're these small human bodies, we have access to the very source that made us. And that blows my mind. It blows my mind. So I'm sorry for ranting, because I'm feeling just I have a lot of momentum right now. There's another thing I also want to say. And it's like I want you to imagine two pencils of the exact same length. Their points of the exact same sharpness. Their rubbers have not been used, so they're still pristine and in the exact same way. So you can imagine those pencils to be identical. On a subatomic level, obviously those things are going to be differing, like in the wood structure, you know, the way that the wood grew, the little layers, those things would be different, right? But like, you know, let's entertain the idea that these two pencils are completely identical. They're made of the same substances, made of the same source, made by the same creator as well, who made these pencils. And you take these two pencils and you put one pencil on the right side of the table and you put another pencil on the left side of the table. Now, in your field of consciousness, you notice these two pencils. Even though they are identical in the stuff that they're made of, by the person or the creator that they're made by, and the way that they look and the way that they are supposed to, you know, behave if you were going to use said pencil. And you look at both of these pencils on your table, one being on the left, one being on the right. You know these things are, instinctively you know these things are the same, right? And yet, in your mind, they are different because they take up different spaces or they take up different places in space and time. And we're doing the exact same thing. Like, obviously, you know, you don't look exactly like me and I don't look exactly like you, but we have eyes, we have ears, we have a mouth, we have a nose, we have hands, and we have little fingers attached to them. Most of us do. If you don't, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I don't mean to offend. But we have these bodies, these expressions of the divine, right? And we have this sense of us being completely separated and completely different because we take up different places in space and time. When we're still made of the same source, we're still made of the same stuff. We're just residing in different times, different places, and different spaces. And kind of makes things a little bit smaller. It's like, oh, okay, I'm not all that. So, like, what I'm drinking water to today, my friends, is becoming aware of the place my ego has and not being my ego. Because the thing your ego is supposed to do is basically to keep you alive. But the ego wants to keep itself alive as well. So it tells you things that empower itself. It doesn't tell you things that empower the being that is you. So I'm drinking water today I don't want to kill my ego, because our egos have places. I don't want to kill my ego. I want to I'm trying to formulate the exact intention that I have, because as you know, my friends, I believe intention is very, very important. So, not the. I think the understanding of ego. Understand what place my ego has, understand what role my ego plays, and understand how I'm supposed to make use of my ego, and not let my ego use me. That's what we're drinking water for, my friends. Interesting. Good morning, y'all. Hey, Aaron. Uh, Haha, don't sweat it. I'm sorry, Dan. I still am sorry, dude. Like, it's something that I'm thinking about. It's something that permeates my field of consciousness. And I want you to know, because I do care and I do think about you. Good morning, my Melt family. Good morning, Justin. Like, it's probably been a while since you sent that message. I hope that you're still here. I still love you, my friend, and hello. Good morning to you as well. Test. Your test works. Get Rec Noob says regional indicator and regional indicator I, regional indicator G. Oh, I see what's happening here. That's fortunately I stopped myself. Man dressed like a cult leader. No, my friend, I'm dressed like someone who goes to festivals. Like, this is technically how I would be dressing if I was going to a festival. And every single time I got to dress like this, it brought me so much joy and like so much, lightness to my soul. And the reason that it did that was because I could just, express myself. And to those of you who have been to a music festival, you'll know that there are crazy characters that you'll meet at a music festival. People that dress the strangest way, people that have the strangest hair, people that have the strangest habits, people that talk about the strangest things. And that environment, that space, that just, sense of uncertainty, or certainty in uncertainty, I should say, rather, just created such a wonderful environment and a feeling for me of me being allowed almost to be myself, to be a person, to be a human being. And obviously the clothes have nothing to do with that, but the clothes were something that was celebrated. Like some of the girls at music festivals, like the girls that I have chats with, they have like 3 outfits for every single day. Like, think about that for a second. 3 outfits in one day. They have like, it's like a different person. You're like seeing this whole different creature, creation, expression of the divine 3 times a day, and it is mind blowing. It makes me so happy, and I feel with the way that I dress, I'm doing that slightly. Only I'm not too obsessed with it, if that makes any sense. I'm just allowing myself to be. I do pick my clothes with intention as well. Like, I feel, depending on the clothes that I wear, it also allows me to express things differently, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And man, I just really like being alive. No, that's just your perception. He is dressed like a superhero. There we go. Thank you, Titi. Others may say he is dressed like a Hawaiian. Others may say I'm dressed like some kid living in South Africa, dude. It's been getting colder and colder during the morning hours and the evenings, and our water tanks are getting cold. It's getting harder and harder to shower cold as well. And like, it's a blessing to be able to dress after you've showered cold. So maybe clothing at the end of the day is just something to keep you warm. Hubble's pictures are the most tasty ones. They really are, Rena. Those things make me feel so small. You're so small. We are so small. Like, on a cosmic scale, technically we're on a cosmic scale we're very small, but on a biological scale we're kind of big relatively. But if you try and imagine what a human being looks like on the surface of our planet, you won't even be able to see us, walking about doing our own thing. We're like these little organisms that live on this, or I guess little organisms that live on this planet. We're I keep imagining just how small we are. Like, if you can imagine in your mind's eye zooming out and looking at our planet, goodness me. And you think about all of the history that the human race has, and all of the horrible stuff that we've done to each other, all of the wonderful stuff that we've done to each other, all of the things that we've invented, all of the things that we've discovered, the things that we know about our universe. It's so profound. Just this little ball of mud, flying through space, with beings living on said ball of mud, that's conscious of them flying through space, being on a ball of mud, with beings in it. Describe the most calm you've ever felt. Okay, my friend, this is something that happened 3 days ago? I think 3 days ago now. And it's a story I've told before, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating it. But basically, I was meditating, and I was just trying to just meditate, balance myself. And I pulled a bunch of cards, and the center card. So I pull 3 cards every night. I pull one for my right brain, one for my left brain, and then one to be in sync of those, left and right brain. Achieve hemi-sync, if you will. And the hemi-synced part of the cards that I pulled was a card called Simply Being. And in the text of Simply Being, it basically talks about how we as human beings have this rush, this almost fire under our asses to continually do more and more and more and more and more and more. And we never let ourselves actually be. We never let ourselves relax. We never let ourselves, just calm down for even a second. And as I was reading this text, the things that were being said really resonated with my soul and with the things that I was feeling in that moment, because I feel it might have been on the day that I felt unworthy in that day. And the reason I was feeling unworthy is because I was not doing enough, or at least I was telling myself that I was not doing enough. So while I was reading this piece of text, I was like, yeah, this is exactly how I'm feeling right now. This really resonates with me. And then at the bottom of the piece of text, there's like this much of a paragraph left. It says pause. And in that word pause, I actually paused, and I completely calmed down. I completely stopped. And for the first time ever in my entire life, I actually understood what it meant to simply be. And I was completely intoxicated and flabbergasted almost, I want to say, in that moment, in that space, in that feeling that I had, just being so calm. And then I was like, I looked up from my pages and I was looking around in my room, and I felt like time had stopped completely. And then I was like, okay, this is surreal. I have to finish my, little piece of paragraph so I can, go to bed or whatever. And I recognized that thought, like I was trying to get something done. And then I went back to the text and I read every single word individually, and I was like drawing it out almost. So to read your comment, describe the most calm you've ever felt. And I was reading that entire piece like that, and it really felt like I was spending 10 minutes reading a single paragraph. And I realized in that moment that I don't have anywhere to be. Why is it I'm running constantly? Why is it I just want to move and move and move and move and move and move. Just calm down, dude. Calm down and simply be. And when I did, I was. And it was the most calm I've ever felt. I've not been able to feel that calm again since. But now I know, fortunately, that it's possible. And I'm gonna work towards, achieving that calm again. Hello, fellow human. How are you finding this reality that we share? It's quite a vibe, my friend. It's like a real vibe. It's trees and bugs and birds and plants and air to breathe and breezes blowing over my skin and a beautiful blue sky and clouds all around me and a butterfly flying in the farthest. Oh, it's wonderful, my friend. How is your reality feeling today? Hey, can I talk to you? Absolutely, my friend. Please do. Love is the answer. Yes, it is, my friend. Reality is beautiful this morning. How are you? I'm thinking you're talking about our other friend. I've been thinking about the concept of the cosmic ocean lately. It's a good one, my friend. It's basically how I've been imagining my field of consciousness as well. I imagine it like going through my eyes and being like something that's projected infinitely, out from here. And then as I do things with my mind, I drop things into these, infinite field or this infinite ocean of consciousness. And then the ripples that it creates is the experience that I have. And I get to, hold on to a ripple and ride it if I want to. Or I get to let the ripples flow past me and experience them for the ripples that they were and then let them be. So it definitely is a great way to imagine consciousness. What are you gonna do? Want to be hackers, code crackers? That's a that's a random sentence. Interestingly enough, at one point in my life, I wanted to be a hacker. I was arguably like a little bit too into tech as a kid. Was I into tech? I'm judging my past younger self. I was into tech as a kid. That's what it is. And like I was really into like tech, especially because my dad had a computer for work. So since the age of like 5, 6 years old, I had access to a computer, and I learned how to use computers. I had access to the internet as well. So I learned how to use the internet. Created for myself like a Gmail account when I was like 7 years old and things. And like that kind of just continued with my obsession of technology, and I became adequate at fixing things, at understanding things. So it got to the point where like teachers would literally have a kid come into my classroom, tell me, hey, Meltmore, so and so teacher wants his computer fixed. Then I would leave my class and I would feel like an absolute baller because I was like, oh wait, I'm skipping English to go and fix stuff. Yeah, I'm getting cold. And egoic mind, trying to pump myself up. And I was feeling so chuffed about it. I would walk to the other classroom and I would fix his computer by pressing Fund F4 to switch his mouse pad back on. Stuff like that. Stuff that's so freaking stupid. And yet it still happened. And then during that time of my life, because I felt like I was this computer guy. I knew stuff about computers, and people knew that I knew stuff about computers. So during that time of my life, I got into programming. I wanted to be a hacker, and I'm happy that I didn't take that path. It would have been not ideal. I didn't think it would have served my soul's purpose. So we learn, we live. It's an amazing process. Any fishes and fishermen in that cosmic ocean? You could be one, I guess. If you want to imagine, instead of dropping pebbles in your field of consciousness, your ocean of consciousness, you can imagine dropping lures, dude. You're still going to see the ripples of that, but I think it's a cool one. Are we not the fish? We could be. Do a headstand? I don't know how to legitimate pickle. At least not without a wall. And like maybe it's because I don't have good balance, at least in my legs. But I don't see the point either. I do have a friend that does actually like a meditation stance or pose, I guess would be the right word, where he has like his arms folded above his head, and then he'll be like keeping his back completely straight and his legs in the air, and he'll be completely upside down. And he says that it helps him, gain some flow, but for me it's like a blood pressure thing. I'm thinking about the amount of, because I already have high blood pressure, my dad as well. I don't really want to add pressure to my brain. Not something I have any interest in doing. We swim in this celestial river. Yes, we do, my friend. And sometimes this river can really knock us around. But it's how we think about it, it's how we feel about it that's going to make the difference. If we stop swimming, we're going to drown. We get to choose to continue swimming. The cat ate the fish. You embrace the ego, but not always listen to it. Yes, very, very well put, Justin. I agree completely. Embracing your ego, but not always, listening to it as the only source of information. Because at the end of the day, our egos, again, is trying to create something that facilitates its existence. So the ego doesn't really vibe all that well with cosmic or unity consciousness, because it's like, oh, then what's my point? So it's going to try and stop you from reaching that point. But you should be just aware that that's why it's doing it. It's not doing it because I don't think the ego is malicious. I don't think so. I think it's ignorant, actually, as well. I feel the ego is ignorant, and that's why it's scared. It's fear. It's fear that the ego is feeling. Fear of not existing. Man, the ego. Oh, it's interesting. Hello, my name is Mud. Hello, my friend. Welcome again. How have you been since yesterday, I guess? Swallow your ego and do a headstand. No, I'm not gonna do a headstand. Finally, I'm here, my brother Bear. I don't work till a little later, so I'm here for you today. Good morning, family. Good morning, Ryan. It's been a while since you sent that message. I'm sorry that I'm only getting to it now. Hello, my friend. Welcome. I'm happy that you're here. Our essential nature is the same, no separation. Attachment to ego makes us feel separate from our true nature. We are not separate. Yes. Very much so, Aaron. Very, very much so. I agree completely. You look like a fraud shaman. Fraud shaman? I don't know what that means, but thank you, I guess. I don't get the cult leader comparison. It's clearly Festi gear. Yeah, clearly. Maybe it's just because these squares? Yeah, these squares haven't been to festivals, so they don't know that. I'm joking, friends. I'm joking. We fear shadows more than actual objects. The shadows of ego is scarier than the actual experience of the ego itself. So it's really cool that you say that, actually, my friend, because there's this imagination that you can kind of put yourself through, where you think about a leaf, right? A leaf somewhere in a jungle. So that leaf somewhere in a jungle is a creation as well, right? And think of this leaf as laying on a rock. And as this leaf starts to get picked up by the wind, it recognizes its shadow. And as you said, it gets terrified by its own shadow because it sees itself as something that's getting separated. Because it was laying on this rock, having no shadow, and then as the wind started picking it up, it saw its own shadow and, feared the fact that it was separate. Because that is what the egoic, separation is the formation of the egoic mind, I believe. And it's not what we are. It's what we are almost dealt with, the thing that we get, but it's not what we are. Justin, my brother, how you doing? Missed you all last week. I wish I didn't have to work so early. It's okay, Ryan. It's completely okay, my friend. Know that you are loved, that you are missed, and that your presence is always appreciated when you are here. Does there have to be a fisherman for there to be fish? No. No, there doesn't. I do actually like that as well. It doesn't have to be fish. Well, I guess there has to be fish for there to be a fisherman. It doesn't go both ways. But it doesn't have to be a fisherman for there to be fish. I'm trying to come up with a profound thought based on that mindset. Because it's making me feel something. What would the fish be in this example? Actually, I wish I had this conversation yesterday with Ruben, because we were talking about consciousness facilitating reality and reality facilitating consciousness. There's no one of them without both of them, because if you were conscious but there was no reality, then what are you conscious of? And if you were reality but there was no consciousness, then what's the point of the reality, right? Life, man. Well, thanks. Yes, but do our best to meet when we can. Yeah, exactly, Justin. So, is the water going to be ice cold in the winter for you? I bet you conserve a lot of water. Yeah, I do actually. Jovan, because I literally I can, but I cannot like just stay in the cold water constantly. So I make sure that I wet my hair and my body completely. Then I wash. Then I rinse. Then I add conditioner. No. Wrong order. I wash my hair. I can't. Rinse, wet my hair, wash my hair. Rinse, wash myself, add conditioner, wash myself, rinse, and then I'm done showering. So I do actually conserve a lot of water. You're right, Jovan, but it is cold. And what I've been doing as of late, like I can feel this resistance within inside of myself before I have to shower. I can feel it. It's like, no, don't do it. Stop. You don't want to shower cold. And then I get into the shower and I'm almost a little bit aggressive with it. I'm like, I close the doors and I'm like, I can, and I open that cold water and oh, it's painful. And then the pain kind of goes away, and I become aware again of my capacity over my experience and my capacity to change and control that experience, and just how we have this resistance inside of ourselves. And we can conquer that resistance. We are a flea on the rump of the universe. Yeah, pretty much, my friend. Love that tree pic you posted on r/Meltmore. I also really did, actually, Jovan. That tree is beautiful. Like, I always like to think about how old these trees must be and how many people have been there sharing their, field of consciousness with this tree, how many people this tree has shared a field of consciousness with as well, and then you going there and getting hugged by a tree. It's beautiful. Hey, Management Annie. Good morning to you as well, my friend. How have you been? I watch them on YouTube, but it's not the same watching it without Meltmore family. That's very wholesome, Ryan. Thank you for watching them on YouTube nonetheless, my friend. You are very loved, my friend. If you're all enjoying today's experience. We are. We definitely are. You ever get into Ram Dass? I'm still, I think it's been 3 days in a row that people have asked me if I know Ram Dass or Ram Dass or however you want to say it. But I've still not actually gone and done any studying of his work. I said this before as well, I haven't felt drawn to his work just yet. Maybe I'm supposed to reach a point within myself where I could understand his messages. So when I start, I will tell you, my friends. And thank you for the helpful Sebi. I appreciate it. Oh, come on. I'm right here, my friend. I haven't seen anybody like you since I toured the Grateful Dead in the 70s and 80s. Here we are again, my friend. It's the second wave, as some people call it. We're going to be a whole new wave of hippies, but we're going to be hippies equipped with smartphones and the internet. So we get to reach each other a lot better than reaching each other when we go to Grateful Dead concerts. But it's going to be sick, my friend, nonetheless, as it always has been. I love how you seem like you're always. Thank you, my friend. I'm very happy that you say that. It is actually something that I've been considering. And let me say your name. I Pump Chum. One Pump Chum? One Pump Chum? One Pump Chum? My friend. But yeah, let me just keep it at that, actually. Have you read the book called The Alchemist? No, I have not, my friend, actually. Is it good? What is it about? Who was it written by? What is the core theme of the book? I'm really curious. Because I have actually considered starting to take up reading a little bit more seriously. And what I mean by that is I want to actually read with you friends. I want to go, I think there's a r/read books or something like that on Reddit. So I want to read with you friends because I feel that would be, one, a great way to motivate myself to read more, two, a great way to actually read with intention and read the words out loud, because I feel like there's another level of retention and attention when you actually read out loud. And yeah, what do you think about that, friends? Would you like that? It would be probably in the middle of the night for you that I read, because I guess I would probably read late night hours, or I could read directly after my morning streams. Let me know what fits you, my friends, if that is something that you would see or want to see. Our inner world is like a pendulum. When we grab at it, it gains momentum, but if we leave it alone, it rests in its natural position. Ooh, I really like that visualization, my friend. I really do like that. So for me, the way that I would express it, since I'm more thinking about, what did you say, our inner world, I think of our inner world as this infinite ocean. So if you continually, drop pebbles in it, there's continually going to be little ripples. But if you leave it, again, the same way, it returns to its natural position, like just this pure blanket of, like, almost a mirror, reflecting back to you exactly what you want to see. Came to say hi, love you all, sending good vibes. Thank you, Toasty. You're probably gone already, my friend, but I've been thinking about you, friend. I was happy to see that you gave me a silver award in this morning stream, because I was like I couldn't see comments, so I only saw the silver award after the stream, and I was like, oh, Toasty was watching the stream, and I was happy about that. Sending you love, my friend. Da-da-da-da. Did you know they're called squares because they're not around? I like it. I do appreciate it, Jovan. Yeah, that's exactly why they're square. You have to be great to start, but you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Yeah. I agree completely, my friend. Because I feel that's the thing that stops us as well at the end. It's just that starting. Actually starting to do the thing that we want to do. Starting to make music, starting to draw again, start a YouTube channel, start to stream, start to whatever, start to pursue your business, start to program. I'm just thinking of all of these things that I've almost brought into my own field of consciousness specifically. And it's just the starting, my friend. It's the starting that's the hardest part. And it's what stops us. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. I really do like that. The Matrix. See, the Matrix is all around, my friend. We're a part of it. We are it. Like the whole simulation theory is also an interesting one, but it doesn't change anything. It still keeps all of I feel, the same values in place. If you have the right values in place, that is, to start with. What are you talking about, bro? All sort of thing, my friend. I never actually talk about only one thing, even though I feel like the general message is supposed to be love, being the expression of love. So I'm talking about expressing love, my friend, in all different types of ways. Lol, no idea either. Hoe gaan dit, Boet? Het gaat goed met mij, Makian. Het gaat baie goed met mij. Hoe gaan het met jou, hoor? Good morning, Jam. Hey, 62, 67. Haven't seen you in forever as well, my friend. How have you been? It's been so long. Man, life really takes us on journeys, doesn't it? Like every single one of you friends, like I honestly imagine, just like I try, at least, let me say that rather, to imagine people's entire lives, to imagine the things that they're going through, the relationships they have with their parents, the relationships they have with their co-workers, the way that they talk to the like employees at a supermarket. Like these things and these feelings and these human experiences is something that's also so universal and something that we all, go through, we all feel. And I feel imagining myself into the position of you friends, it makes me feel a little bit closer. So every time I don't see one of our friends for a long time, I just imagine what they're up to, and I send them blessings and hope that they're happy, that they're safe, that they're thriving, that they're prosperous. So no, my friends, I'm always thinking about you. What are your thoughts on anxiety and dissociation and the fear of said dissociation? So, fear, my friend, is basically the recognition that you are separate. Like, actually, I want to read this piece because I feel you asked a very good question, and I want to answer it to the best of my ability. So, here it is. Here it is. What can fear be other than energy? Just as love, compassion, sadness, anger, and forgiveness is energy, these things are neutral. It is only when the egoic mind perceives and experiences it differently than perfectly neutral that turmoil is created. So that is That is at least how I feel about it, my friend, or my thoughts on it, if you wanna use your words. So, like, dissociation and the fear of that dissociation is basically you becoming aware, and it's an energy. You becoming aware of that energy and associating with it. Because at the end of the day, these things are energy fields. Like, if a lion is going to come running at me, my survival brain, my root chakra, is going to be like, oh shit, we need to get the hell out of Dodge or we're going to die. And that is my egoic mind's purpose to survive, right? So it's going to first and foremost panic and fear. But we don't have things in our lives that are as dangerous anymore. We don't have to live in a state of being where we're scared of dying constantly, or just scared in general. Because at the end of the day, nothing can be lost. Like, sure, your body might perish, and you might not walk the face of this earth anymore as a being, but you, the being that is you, cannot perish. So what is there to fear when you really become aware that the truth is true always? That you are loved, loving, lovable, and worthy of love always and forever. And that is your base state. That is the base state that was intended for you. We are supposed to be loved beings and loving beings, extending in that love. Every single experience is an opportunity to strengthen your commitment to love, my friend. And fear especially as well. Wat is jy? Ek is in Suid-Afrika, my friend. Wat dink jy is ek? I used to meditate standing on my head, but as I grew older and lost some of my core strength, I found it too difficult. Okay, like, how did it work for you, my friend? How do you feel the meditation actually, like, did it change something? Like, for me, it's just the pressure in my head that I feel I would be uncomfortable with. How long did you do it for as well? Why are you not working? Do you have a job? So technically, even if I did have a job, I didn't think a lot of people come home at 4 p.m. though. So no, I do not have a traditional job, but I feel I have taken on the job, at least for myself, to realize my soul's purpose, to realize my spirituality as well. And I feel that is something that is worth infinitely more than golden coins will ever be. Golden coins is what I just call money, because we all have our own currencies. But golden coins won't bring me happiness, friend. I've pursued golden coins for a long time. I moved out of my parents' home directly after high school without having a job, without having anything. I started paying for my own apartment. Didn't ask my parents for a single cent because I was proud about the golden coins that I was earning for myself. And it became such an obsession, a toxic obsession with money. And now, for the first time ever, I feel free. I no longer have this thing that draws me down. And I would highly recommend the same thing for you as well, my friends. He works later, don't you work? Yeah, I guess we all are working, right? Working on ourselves, working through emotions, working and surviving life as we know it. And it's a gift, my friends. Would you rather be romantic and foolish, or calculated and infallible? Romantic and foolish all the way, actually, my friend. Because I feel I'm definitely both. I don't know if I'm infallible, but I'm definitely romantic, foolish, and calculated. Maybe in that order, actually, because I'm romantic first, and then I make foolish decisions or mistakes, and then I'm like, after I realize that I've made a mistake, then I become calculated. And I'm like, okay, you did this, and that, and this is why you're feeling this way, trying to fathom, to rationalize the reason that we do the things that we do. Yo, Melt Book Club. You want to start a Melt Book Club, Rena? Ooh, man. You see, like, what I'm thinking about is I'm making even more commitments to myself and to you, friends. But I want to. Because a commitment is a deliberate decision that it will be so. And we can make commitments together, my friend. Morning Melt, sending love and positive vibes your way, my friend. Thank you, Harley Q. Haven't seen you in a while as well, my friend. Thank you for the good vibes and for the energy. There we go. I'm happy that Justin and Jovan are down for the Melt Book Club as well. And thank you, Super Beat Juice, for the fat plat that you've given us, my friend. I do appreciate it. And thank you for the energy as well. 62, 67. I appreciate your love, my friends. Today is going to be a great day because of all of the love in our hearts and minds. Yes. Yes, it's going to be. Absolutely, Ryan. You're so right, my friend. And we're festering. We're like strengthening, we're cultivating, we're growing this love that we're sharing for each other. And it makes me so happy that even though we are these beings, again, the analogy or the example of the pencils, we're occupying different spaces in time, different spaces in place, and yet we still have this vibrational frequency that we all share with each other. And as long as we're aware of that, I believe we can share this vibrational frequency more and more. Hey Melt, happy to make a live stream, my friend. So good to see you. Hey Serenity, it's good to see you as well, my friend. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for sharing this space with us. It's always nice to see you, my friend. I love you, but honestly, you need to say my friend less. No, my friend. I really enjoy saying my friend, and I'm saying my friend for a reason, my friend. To me, it like every single time I say my friend, I reaffirm and I re-recognize within myself that I am not something special. Not something special in the sense of I am something that is, supposed to be raised above or below anyone else. The word my friend means to me at my core that the person that I'm addressing is my equal. And the person that I'm addressing, I feel I would want to sit and have a conversation with, listen to them, learn from them, walk hand in hand with them this path that we are walking. And that's what a friend to me is, my friend. So I'll say it exactly as many times as I need to until I understand completely and fully what it means to be a friend to friends. We are all friends, Jimmy Graphite. Yes, we are. Waar in Suid-Afrika? Soos in Mpumalanga/Limpopo area. Weet jy waar Mabelol is? As jy weet waar Mabelol is, naby daarso, my friend. Thor? Like the... Not exactly Thor, but like I got kicked out of Asgard because I was not recognizing Zeus as the one and only god. What? Meer Tafelberg of meer Creerwiltuin? Nie een van die twee nie. Bietjie meer Wildtuin, actually. Melt is in the southern part of Africa. Yeah, like the friend that is asking me is probably in the southern part of Africa as well. But I knew when he asked me where am I from or where am I knew he was asking me, to tell him exactly where. But I was like, just being playful. Oh, I'm in South Africa. I'm living on planet Earth, my friend. You seem like a bit of a show-off and an actor. Is that right? I don't think so, my friend. But I'm happy that you think I could be an actor. Also, another field that I for long considered actually going into. Maybe I still, like, I don't know if I want to become an actor, but I would like to create a film or something like that. That is something that I would like to do, but I don't think of myself as an actor, my friend. Show the puppy, what is his name? Okay, Eva! Kom hier zo. Kom hier zo, my liefie dan. Kom hier. Kom hier zo. Eva, kom hier zo. Eva. Aww. Like the YouTube friends are probably seeing her. Kom hier zo, Eva. She's looking away. She doesn't want... She's camera shy right now. Usually when I call her, she's like all the way up here. But now since you've asked, it seems she's a little bit camera shy. I struggle watching my loved ones fall into the money trap. It hurts to see, especially my elders, knowing that they've spent their life giving their energy to it. How do you overcome witnessing these things? Jovan, forgiveness. Really, really forgiveness. Because, like, I know it hurts, because I see it in my life as well. I'm still seeing it in my life, and it hurt. Like it can hurt me as well. But the way that I basically deal with it is with this sense of forgiving them for doing the things that they're doing, recognizing that they're on their own path, and also accepting that there is nothing that I can do necessarily to change them other than what it is I'm doing right now in every single moment. And when I became aware of that, and when I came to accept that I wasn't going to be able to change them, not in the way that I want to change them, and I realized that my need to change them was something I felt was almost a little bit egoic. Like, oh, don't be overly obsessed with money, da 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 da. Like, this is not the way. I felt like it was definitely me almost saying, "Oh, I know what it's all about, and you're doing something wrong." And I realize now, like, and this was a long time ago, like, probably a few months ago, that I had this conversation with my dad, and it made me realize that I have to let them be, let them experience their own, divinity, even if it is misguided, if you will. And with coming to that acceptance and coming to that realization that I'm not going to be able to change anyone, not even you, friends, my friend. And like what I'm doing here, I'm not trying to change us. I'm trying to just reside with you. And I feel maybe that's the only advice I can give, Jovan, is to reside with them, to still talk with them about these things, and to make your opinions and your feelings known, and to listen to their opinions and their feelings about the subject as well. And to forgive whatever may come up in your field of consciousness, because I know it's so difficult, especially because we love them, Jovan. We want to like tell them that there's a better way. We want them to escape this mindset as well, and it comes back to the Christian philosophy of trying to save someone's soul, because essentially that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to save someone's soul from this turmoil trap of money. And it's difficult. It really is difficult. I feel it's a worldly thing as well. It's the only thing that we're taught, so it's very difficult for us to escape that. And once I learn how to overcome witnessing these things, Jovan, I'll let you know first thing, I promise. Mm. I agree, Jovan. It's even harder when they expect the same of you and can't understand your desire for anything different. Now you're hitting nails on the head, Edmund, because that's the part that really irks me as well, my friend. And I understand completely. People associate the lack of a job with some kind of lethargy, when in reality, taking a break from the internal pursuit of for spiritual growth is one of the most bold and worthy of human pursuits. Wow, man, you're gonna make me cry, Serenity. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for saying that. Ooh. Yeah, yeah, you're pulling at my heartstrings now, friends. Welcome to India. Welcome to South Africa, my friend. Thank you for the helpful, my friend. You have a booger hanging out of your nose. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we all have boogers, right? I think I would feel it though. Good to meet you. Good to meet you as well, my friend. Thank you for being here. Now, brilliant. Oh, you want to see a worm? Look at this. Can you see it? It's so small. Let me hover it above my shirt. It's like this little hairy worm, and it's spinning a web. Oh, let me put him here on the grass. Have food, little friend. Oh, he's stuck to my finger now. There we go. May I call you my friend? Please do, Jimmy Graphite. We are here to be friends. Mm. That was his hair in the wind for a moment in front of his face. I'm not putting too much energy into it. Don't worry, Ryan. What's your chi power level? Um, I don't know. I've never actually. I don't even know there was a level. Is there a level? And chi isn't chi like the energy source that we have inside of ourselves, right? Like there's what's that practice called? Mm, you move to activate your chi. It's a Chinese. Well, I guess I shouldn't discriminate. It's something that I saw people do in China. Let me say that rather. Tai Chi. That's the word. Yeah, Tai Chi. And it's something I really saw a lot, and I tried to get into it as well, but I feel it was too slow for me. So I guess my chi level is zero, my friend, because I've not been practicing. Are you aware of the hippo butt leech? It's domestic now. No, I'm not aware of it at all, my friend, but thank you for letting me know. I see you all the time here. Do you make money on Reddit? No, my friend. I don't make a single cent off of these streams. And I'm okay with that as well. Because my intention is not making money. My intention is being the expression of love, my friend. And the expression of love doesn't have to be conditional. If I came into Reddit with the mindset of like, okay, if I stream every day, I can earn like X amount of money, then it would be that like mindset for me. Like, oh, I have to go do my job again. I have to go and stream so I can, earn the dollar that I have to buy food with. And I'm very, 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 very blessed to have parents that are feeding me for now, at least. Like I've been only back home for 4 months ever since finishing high school. So, and the relationship we had with each other while I was in high school was a very toxic relationship because I was a massive asshole, and I feel I have killed the massive asshole that was me in the past. And for that reason, me and my family and me and my parents have a lot better of a relationship, and they respect what it is I'm trying to do, and they support me in it as well. And I'm so blessed to have parents that are that loving. Man, I'm making myself emotional today. I'm very, very blessed, my friends. So yeah, I'm very, very grateful to them for giving me this opportunity to grow spiritually. And I honestly believe that once I have completely abolished my need for money, I've completely released my, the claws that I had holding on to trying to make a living for myself, trying to make myself successful, trying to, you know, outperform my peers, because that's something it was as well. It was like this egoic, oh, if I don't, earn this much money, if I don't drive this car, if I don't own this big of a house by this time, then I'm going to be a failure. I'm going to be lesser than the people that I went to school with. And that mindset, that egoic, do this, do that, otherwise this, otherwise that, it was killing me. Like, it was killing me to the point where I tried to kill myself. And ooh, I'm gonna cry. And it's not what it's about, my friend. It's really not what it's about. Money is not the be all end all. Love is. When you get this message, hang up the phone. Okay, phone hanged up, my friend. Is your family as enlightened as you? Just curious if you've learned all this through the learned and thought this way most of your life. No, my friend. So my parents are Christian, but yeah. So I grew up in a Christian household, and when I was about 13 years old, about 12 years old actually, my dad started working out of the country, so I would only see him on weekends if I was lucky. And then when he came home during weekends, he would be working still. And it felt to me, again, the money thing. It felt to me like he was valuing the pursuit of money. It felt like he was valuing money more than the relationship we had with each other. And it really hurt me to the point where I I almost became a devout atheist. Devout atheist because I was the kid in high school who was convincing people that God isn't real. Literally. And
that made me such a bad person, because I completely believe that there was no point to life. There was no point to mine. There was no point to sharing anything past an experience, right? Like, it was just us going through the motions of being alive. And then we die. And then that's it. And ooh, it really, it took a lot of hurting, and a lot of hurting myself to realize that that's not the truth. And I'm very, very fortunate to have had encounters with what I believe was God, and for him, her, source, it allowing me again to see the light that is that was there all the time. Money is fun, yeah, money is fun, and money is freedom, my friend. But money isn't happiness. Money is not happiness. But living is funner. Yes, it really is, Jovan. How do you get money to live if you don't work? As I said, my friend, I have a family that is supporting me at the moment. And if I have to go back and do a sales job to earn a living, that is something that's completely okay as well. And I could do that if I needed to. Thank you for the silver, and thank you for the love that you're sharing with me, friends. I have a question. How's your day? My day is going really well, my friend. It's going really, really well. We're blessed. We're healthy. We're safe. We are exactly where we're supposed to be. No offense, man, but you look like Weird Al uh, would look like if he had Ed. I don't know what had Ed means, but I've had the Weird Al reference before, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate it. Don't think this is a wrong way, but your voice is awesome. I love it. I'm not taking it the wrong way at all, my friend. Thank you for appreciating my voice. Also, something I had a lot of insecurity about for a very long time in my life, where I was like, Googling different remedies and watching YouTube videos, going into detail of how to deepen your voice, because at least the way that I felt about it in my younger state, I was like, oh, a deep voice is indicative of a manly man, right? And like that thought and that sensation of me wanting to be a manly man, I wanted to be a big brawler. Oh, nobody mess with me. I'm big and strong. Da 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 da. And that was like the mindset I was in as a teenager. And it like, oof, teenagers are horrible human beings sometimes. Goodness me, we hurt ourselves so much, and then because we're so hurt as beings, we kind of project that hurt onto everyone around us. Wow, first impression of smell through a phone. I can smell BS. That's your opinion, my friend. I try and be as honest as I can. I've done this now for 88 days. We've tried a lot on these streams. We've shared a lot on these streams, and I feel like one of the things that's most important for me on these streams is being honest with myself. Because at the end of the day, if you're lying to someone, you're not lying to them. You're lying to yourself, because you're literally creating this creation, like the words you're speaking, out of a sense of lack, because like that's usually why we lie, right? Because we feel like we're lacking something within inside of ourselves, so we have to lie to try and pump us up a little bit. But when you recognize and when you realize that you have no lack, there is no lack within the being that is you, then what's the point of lying, right? You do have great parents, Mel. I really do, my friend. And I tell them every single day. I really do, actually. Like, honestly, tell them every single day. My dad went this morning to Johannesburg. Like, I guess I could share this as well, my friends, even though it has been something that's been creating a sense of turmoil in my field of consciousness. My dad recently lost his job. Not lost his job. Like, the way that we were talking about it is, he was like, "Oh, this has been a long time coming." Like, we were talking about, replacing me as the manager of the site. Like, even in August or something like that, he told me, and he was the one that was in charge of hiring a new manager for the site that he was working on as well.
and he told me that he's now going to Zimbabwe to like develop a new mine there, and he told me that he's worried because he doesn't have a contract with them yet. He doesn't have any, surefire. I'm going to get paid this much a month. Nothing like that. And I can see these things bother my dad as well, because my dad has been in the pursuit of money his entire life, and it definitely created a lot of hurt in our relationship between each other, because yeah, he never recognized, I feel, me, and I feel he still doesn't sometimes. Ooh, I don't want to cry anymore today. Man, my parents kicked me out at 18 years old. They always told me that growing up, when I turned 18, they kept their word. Yeah, I basically did the same thing to myself, Ryan, where, like, the thing that happened. So I had this girlfriend at the time, and like we were getting into this argument of her not being allowed to sleep in my room, and the gist of the argument was like, as long as you live in my house, you're gonna be following my rules. The like standard parent say things, and I was like, oh wait, if that's how you feel, then I'm not living with you anymore. I'm not gonna live under your roof anymore. I'm gonna make my own rules. So I kind of forced myself to grow up as well, Ryan, and I feel it did me a lot of good. It did do me a lot of good, because I definitely learned a lot of things. I learned how to pay for my own food, and I learned how to be hungry as well. And it was necessary. It was very necessary. I wouldn't change anything if I could. Oh dear, I didn't mean to make you cry. Sending love. It's okay, my friend. I enjoy crying. I feel crying is something that is definitely a part of the human experience as well. And shying away from any human experience is shying away from yourself. So don't apologize, my friend. It's hard as a parent sometimes to make the time for kids, because being a provider of a family can be very stressful. I'm so glad you've been able to work on your relationship with them. I think it's just being aware, Justin. Just being aware, and you're a dad as well, my dude. So you know the very stressful aspect of that. And thank you, my friend, for being a provider for your family, for being a great dad for your kids. Because I can see, just in the way that you send, the way that you create. Let me say that in these comments, I can see that you have a very soft soul. It's a soft soul, soft heart, and you probably do the same thing with your kids. So know that it's going to be okay, my friend, regardless of the stressfulness, and we have the capacity to heal our relationships. How long will your parents support you before they make you get a job? It takes money to survive. I know, my friend. I'm very, very aware. I'm not ignorant. And I've set myself a year. That's basically what I've asked them for. I want a year to be able to do this, because this is very important to me. Very, very important to me. And yeah, it's important to me. No offense, but your father sounds like a great provider. It's almost impossible to become a perfect parent. My friend, no offense taken whatsoever, my dad is a great provider, and I love him so, so much for that. And there's nothing else I need to say about that. I agree completely with you. I'm not complaining. I'm just sharing the things I'm feeling. And these things that I'm feeling isn't his fault either at the end of the day, because it's a self-created feeling. Feeling like he didn't love me as much as he loved money is something that I felt. It's never something that he told me. It's never something that like was apparent, but that is something that I felt and something that I thought. And that, at the end of the day, was a self-created experience. And that's what it is, my friends. That's what it always is. Where are you from? I'm from South Africa, my friend. I need to get to work, Mel. Honored to share the stream with you this AM. Thank you, Serenity. Like, I hope you've probably left already, but thank you for being here for as long as you were. I appreciate your presence as always, my friend. Right here is so true. Yeah, absolutely. Right, but a provider needs to provide more than material things. People often forget that a provider is also responsible for providing emotional and personal support, as well as food and shelter. Yeah,
You're very right, Edmund. And I feel maybe that's the thing I was lacking with my dad. I still feel like I don't really have a real personal connection with him. I feel the only things we're ever talking about is either money, his work, or something that he saw. Like, yeah, basically that. And it's difficult, my friend. It's very difficult to have a conversation when that is like the default state sometimes. Of course, I'm not a parent and I won't understand how difficult it is until I do. Yeah, Edmund, we're gonna have our asses kicked, dude. I think we're gonna have our asses kicked. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Lane, it's going well, my friend. It's going really well. I hope that you're well. How have you been feeling? My mom just came home. And my grandma is here as well. She was here for like a week and a bit, and then she left, and now she's back again. So I have someone to, you know, jab in their ribs, metaphorically speaking. My grandma is really stuck up, and I can say this because she's not outside yet. And when I say stuck up, I mean she has opinions and she has ways that she feels about things, and she refuses. You know, she holds on to these opinions she has like glue, and she's extremely racist as well. And I really like actually like going for that stuff, poking at her because she's a Christian as well. And how can you be a Christian and be racist at the same time? So yeah, I like giving her some grief sometimes. Mm. Uh, Dude, been seeing you for weeks. Are you a millionaire yet? Not just yet, my friend. You're going to have to stay tuned for a few months, I feel. Hey, Lane. Hey, Lane. Lane's here. There we go. We have everyone greeting Lane. You see, Lane, you're loved, my friend. All of this love, all you had to do was tune in. Smoke some weed. It helps. I know, my friend. It really does help. But I do not smoke on stream anymore. Or not on these streams anymore, at least. Do you plan to go to college? I did plan to go to college, my friend. But there was no financial support for me to go to college. Well, I guess I could get a loan. And that was my dad's exact words. He was like, okay, you can go to college, but you're going to have to take a loan out on your name. And I said no. I was like, nah. Taking a loan out on my name sounds like an absolute disaster for me, because I was just imagining myself working 4 years, working myself into debt for 4 years, and then working myself out of debt for an additional 6 years or whatever, only so that I can do what I'm doing now 10 years later. So I still would like to go to college, or at least get a degree, but I'll probably have to do it from home. And I'll only do it when I can afford it. What religion in South Africa are you in? What region in South Africa are you in? Mpumalanga / Limpopo area, my friend. Or Limpopo area, my friend. Is your mom someone who likes to have conversations? Not really. Not the type of conversations that we have, at least, Jovan. Man, what type of conversations does my mom like to have? My mom is also a little bit of a complainer sometimes. Like, she really likes talking about things that are wrong in the world. And I am almost abrasively anti-complaining, to the point where I'll become mocking. And I know it's not good, but like it's me trying to be a jester. So like yesterday, let me give you a perfect example. Yesterday we were sitting at the dinner table, and my mom stomps into the dinner table to come and sit down, and I can see she's like frowning and she's angry, and I'm like, oh, Mom, what's wrong? And she's like, oh, the grass is sticking to my my long, what do you call it, my pant leg. And I was like, oh no, not grass sticking to your pant leg. That's the worst. Like that's basically what I did, because I feel grass sticking to your pant leg. Like, sure, it's an inconvenience because now you have to pick at those
or the grass seeds. You have to pick those individual little grass seeds that stick to your clothes out. But it's not the end of the world. It's not something to perturb your soul with. So, yeah, like, not necessarily having conversations too much. I'm doing all right. Just woke up. I'm spending the week with my brother, getting away from the parents. That sounds sick, Lane. Are you moved into the new house? I hope that you are. I know that you were moving for a bit, and it must have been a little bit of an experience as well. So, your brother is also older than you, right? So, does he have a place of his own? Hello, Rock Recruit. Welcome, my friend. Yes, gonna play some Valorant with the bruh. We stayed up until 4 a.m. doing just that, Jovan. I'm not surprised. I'm not actually surprised. Look at you, Jovan. It's like Valorant. Valorant doesn't have any servers in South Africa though, and I've probably played only like 3 hours of games this entire month. If it was 3 hours of games, I've booted up a game once this entire month, and it was Cyberpunk. And I played it for a bit. I think I completed like 2 side missions, and then I was like, okay, I've had my fill. Ooh, I feel like I'm becoming a boomer. I can't play games anymore. I judge myself too much. Your dad doesn't lost his job and it doesn't know if he'll be able to get another one right now. Maybe you need to help financially. There's a lot of stress on him. You want a whole year off and do nothing. That isn't fair to your family. So, my friend, fortunately, the situation that we're in is my dad still has like money left over from the job that he had, and it's like there's a lot more to it as well. Like I don't want to go into detail about these things because it's not something that I value or not something that I think you're going to value. So yeah, there's a lot to it, my friend. Don't worry. I am being respectful, being understanding. And if something needs to be done, something will be done. I'm great, thanks, and you. There we go. Rock Recruit is being welcomed. I'm doing all right. Glad you're doing great, Rock Recruit. We're all glad you're doing great, my friend. And thank you, my friends. Oh, oh, oh. Thank you for being here with us, my friends. I really do appreciate your presence every single day. Thank you for staying here with me and with us for so long. It is always profoundly necessary. I go through phases of gaming. Currently, kids, Stardew Valley with my playing Stardew Valley with my kids. That sounds amazing, Justin. I hope to one day be able to play games with my kids as well. Hallo oma.
Hallo,
Gaat het met oma?
goed dankie met jou.
Gaan goed, dankie oma. I gaan nou klaar wees. Goodbye, my friends. Thank you for being here with me. I always appreciate your presence, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.